Hey there guys, welcome to my channel. This is Nayeli, and for today's video we have got another Korean skincare review. So I have a total of 6 products that I am going to be talking about today. I wanted to start pretty much with a bang, and this is one of the products that I genuinely have really liked, and it is the cleansing mask from iUnik. So it is called the Calendula Complete Cleansing Oil. So this one I actually bought from YesStyle looking at the high reviews. I feel like there's not a whole lot to say about it, just that it works. I know that when it comes to makeup removing, either a cleansing oil or something like a cleansing balm is going to be what people tend to gravitate towards to remove that. Micellar water is also pretty popular. I think I see more of cleansing balms being a little bit more popular at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I see. I have had this one for a little while, and I've used a little less than half. I haven't used that much of it. I don't wear a whole lot of makeup as it is. Ideally, what I look for when it comes to a cleansing oil or balm is that not only it removes my makeup, but specifically waterproof mascara, because I find that mascara is just a really tricky thing to remove. I don't wear false lashes, so I can't really say if that's hard to remove, but mascara is always a challenge for me. Unfortunately, this one doesn't do the best job at removing the waterproof mascara. I really have to spend a lot of time trying to remove it, whether it's getting more pumps and trying to leave it on my eyes closed for a longer period of time and then trying to remove and then trying the process again and again a few more times, or just getting a cotton pad and trying to leave that on the closed eyes for again certain periods of time and doing it over and over again. I just feel like it didn't do as much as I was hoping for. For the rest of the face though, I thought it was great. I like the scent of it. It has a super duper mild scent that I would think is maybe like the sunflower oil that's in there, or maybe it's the calendula, I don't know. But because there are a lot of different oils within this oil, because there are a lot of different oils in this cleansing oil, not only does it feel really smooth, it's kind of hard to describe. You kind of have to do it on your own, but it feels really nice when you are removing all that makeup. Like you just feel like it's grabbing onto everything, minus the mascara. So I think that this does a really fantastic job in removing your makeup. If you're a person who doesn't wear a lot of makeup but still wears sunscreen, I would still recommend using something like this to fully remove your sunscreen. But then of course, if you wear a lot of makeup, I think that this would still be really good. Honestly, I feel like the challenge would normally be things that are waterproof, but when it comes to eyeshadows or lips or just foundation, I found that this does a really great job, and it's really good enough to remove all of that. Of course, as you guys know, after using your cleansing oil or cleansing balm, just go in with a regular cleanser that is not oil based, so that you make sure that you are removing everything, including the oils. You don't really want those oils to be sitting on your skin, because then that can cause you some acne. And as you guys can tell, this is very runny, obviously very oily and sleek. And the way to use this oil is just to get a few pumps. I really like that this has a pump. I don't know what it is about pumps, but I just really like them. You just get a few pumps of that, spread it all across your face, try to keep it on your eyes a little bit longer if you are wearing eye makeup, and then go on to rinse it out with water thoroughly, and then go over to your cleanser and continue with your skincare routine after that. So that is this one from iUnik. I really like it. For the next product that I'm going to be reviewing is this I'm From Honey Mask. And just as a tip for you guys, you may already know this, but if you are trying to experiment with certain products, whether it's skincare or makeup, try to see if they have a mini version of the product so that you can be able to try that out and decide for yourself if this is really something that you want to go out and purchase a full-size product of. Last thing you want to do is spend your hard-earned money on something that you realize that you didn't really like after trying it a couple times. I'm really glad that I did this with some of these products, as you guys will hear later on, but when it comes to this brand I'm From, it used to be super popular maybe like a year or two ago. Skincare influencers were all over this brand, and I just figured that I had to try some of their products. Like they really convinced me. In hearing and learning about skincare, I have come to find out that a lot of natural ingredients, for example, Kbeauty uses to market to people, may not always be the best for your skin particularly. And this is more specific to DIY skincare. It just doesn't sound like a good idea to grab a bunch of things from the kitchen and stir them all together in order to form something that is going to promise to do X, Y, and Z on your skin. That is why I have such a deep respect for cosmetic formulators and cosmetic scientists, because they are working long and hard to figure out just how much of each specific ingredient is going to create a product that will ultimately tackle some really important problems that we are facing with our own skin. And these formulators go through a lot of education and a lot of schooling in order to get to where they are today in making all of these types of amazing products. But what I have heard from dermatologists is that there are some ingredients that you can use within skincare products and you know that they are going to provide a benefit for your skin. So things like aloe vera, honey, ginger, and certain type of oils, not necessarily the fragrance ones, but more so like jojoba, are what are actually going to provide more of a benefit rather than things like sugar and lemon. So that is why I got pretty excited when I saw this product on YesStyle, and being that it came from this I'm From brand, I decided to try it out for myself. So they really aren't kidding when they say that this is a honey mask. If you told me that this is just honey on its own, I would believe it, because that is the way that it looks, that is the consistency that it has, and that is the smell that it has. Of course, I'm not going to taste it because it does include a bunch of other ingredients within the ingredient list. I would not recommend for anyone to eat skincare, even if it says that it's a honey mask or something food related. So as you can see, it is pretty runny. And just depending on how much you apply onto your skin, you can make this as thin or as thick as you want. And man, it just really smells like honey. When I put it on my hand, it feels fine. However, putting it on my skin was something else. I've got to be honest with you guys, I only tried this maybe like 2 times because I couldn't really bear the thought of having honey on my skin. It just felt really strange. It truly felt like it was pure honey, even though I know that it's not. And I honestly just couldn't really get past that. So this wasn't really a product that I can tell you guys what the results were for myself, because I didn't try it for long enough. But if you want to go look at the reviews for yourself, you're more welcome to do so on YesStyle. There are plenty awesome reviews about this product. It just was not for me. When it comes to honey as an ingredient in skincare, it is supposed to be antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and quite smoothing, and those were some of the key things that a lot of people were raving about, is that it would leave their skin really smooth. So essentially what you would do with this mask, because it is a mask, it isn't a leave-on product. On here it says to leave on for anywhere between 10 minutes to a maximum of an hour, and then you're supposed to rinse it off and continue with your skincare. So this would probably be something that you do probably right after cleansing your face. You would apply this and then take that off and then go on with your skincare. Another thing that I wasn't a huge fan of is the fact that it was a take-off mask. For some reason, I thought that this was going to be a leave-on mask, but that was totally my fault. It is something that you remove after a certain period of time and wash it off. So if that is something that you are interested in, but if you feel kind of weird about putting things that are kind of sticky or that feel like food on your face, then I don't really think that this is going to be the product for you, just like it wasn't for me. Okay, and on to the next one. This one I was so excited to try, and it is the Pyunkang Yul Essence Toner. Probably botched that. I'm really sorry if I did. I've heard such good things about this brand, and I'm genuinely curious to try more and more products from them. For the time being, I wanted to try their travel size essence toner. Honestly, I don't really have many bad things to say about it, but I don't really have raving reviews about it either. I think that this is a product that would work super well for our oily skin friends, because It is something that, yes, you feel right when you put it onto your skin, but it does get absorbed by your skin rather quickly, not super duper fast, but it's not something that you would expect to keep your skin glowy throughout the day. Although I have oily skin myself, I feel like with time I have been gravitating more towards products that may normally be geared towards dry skin people. I feel like I just want to feel that nourishment. Even though I have oily skin, I would say that it does tend to feel dehydrated a lot of the times, and I still drink water, but I think that that's just kind of the way that my skin is. So I try to, like I said, moisturize and nourish it as much as I can. So I just felt like, if anything, this could just be one of the products in the skincare routine, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't provide enough moisturization as I would like it to. And I think what I'm coming to find is that because of these reasons, I may not be the best advocate for essence and toners, because I feel like essences and toners normally get absorbed by the skin so quickly that it almost feels like you're not gaining a whole lot of benefit from it for some reason. I don't know, that's just the way that I feel about it. So I think that from here on out, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on serums and moisturizers that provide more of the hydration and lock it in so that my skin doesn't feel as dehydrated as it has in the past. I wouldn't say that this is enough for that. I think that it is still a really good product. It didn't cause me any issues, no breakouts, no rashes, nothing. It feels really nice on the skin. Something that I was kind of wondering about is that I think I've seen an essence still from the same line, and it looked the same color and everything as far as packaging, but maybe I just got it wrong, because I think I've seen one that is more of a milky and white color. This one is clear. It seems like it's water, but when you put it onto your hands, it has a slightly more viscous feel than water, but of course it has so many more ingredients into it. And yeah, it doesn't really have much of a scent. And you can see that it stays onto my skin for a little bit, but with some time and just depending on your skin, the skin on my face absorbs this at a quicker rate than my hands do. I should just put some on here. So yeah, I really do quite like this essence, and like I said, I want to try out more Pyunkang Yul products. Again, I'm really sorry, I'm trying to say it quickly because I don't want it to sound horribly wrong, even though it probably does. Especially for people who are trying not to spend a whole lot of money in their skincare routines. I don't know that I would recommend this specific one. Maybe I would if you have oily skin and if you don't like to moisturize a whole lot. I feel like this would be good for you, but if you are a person with dehydrated skin or dry skin, I would say then maybe pass on this one if you are only trying to find only a few key products that are going to make life changes to your skin, if you know what I mean. Okay, and just in that time that I was talking to you guys about it, it has already been absorbed by my skin here too. I think that it does still give me a little bit of a radiant finish, which is nice. But like I said, it's not really something that you're going to continue to feel on your skin throughout the day, or that is going to give you a dewy look. And speaking of toners and essences, I have got this mugwort essence from I'm From. And this is again another product from their I'm From line that was super duper hyped up. And I just kind of felt like upon trying it, it fell a little short for me. Nevertheless, what I do want to say about this specific product is that I think I would probably gain more of the mugwort benefits from something like a mask or a leave-on mask or a moisturizer. So I believe that they do have that as well in their I'm From line, but just as an essence on its own, I don't really think that you can feel as much of the benefits. This one does get absorbed by the skin really, really quickly, especially if you are a person with dehydrated skin. This one absorbs a lot faster than this one. that is just something that I wanted to let you guys know. With these reviews, I just want to make you guys know that I'm not sugarcoating anything. I want to be totally honest with you guys because I know from person to person that we are spending our hard-earned money on these things, and I don't want to recommend products to you guys that aren't going to provide like the utmost benefits that you are looking for in that specific product. So of course, that's nothing bad to say about the brand itself. I'm sure that the other products are awesome, but just when it comes to an essence, and maybe that was my flaw, that maybe I should have purchased a moisturizer rather than an essence. Again, I bought this pretty early on before I kind of made that realization that I don't want to go into toners and essences as much anymore. Another thing that a lot of people spoke about was the scent of the mugwort. And I'll be honest with you guys, the very first couple of times that I smelled it, I felt like it wasn't for me. Like it was a little too herbal, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't the scent that I was expecting. I think I was expecting something a little bit more minty, but this truly, I don't know, it's just like herbal leaves. It definitely took me by surprise, but after I've used it a few more times, I have become a little bit more nose blind to the scent because it is something that absorbs rather quickly. It's not like a super sensorial experience for me. It's just kind of like you put it on and then you keep going. And that is what that looks like. This definitely feels a lot more watery than the Pyunkang Yul toner. And yeah, the more and more that I smell it, the more that I like it now. But yeah, that is something that I genuinely really admire and appreciate about the Korean culture when it comes to skincare, is that they create such a beautiful blend of natural ingredients as well as, you know, things that are backed up by science, and create something that just works. So I still believe in mugwort, and I still believe that the other products in the line are probably going to be really good, and so I think that I definitely need to try those out. But when it comes to the essence, by the sheer fact that it is an essence, I wasn't the biggest fan. And I know that here it says to apply on to the sensitive parts on your face. However, sometimes when I would put it onto my skin, if I guess if I was a little bit more sensitive in those areas, like I didn't really realize until I put it on, it stung just the tiniest bit. So I don't know if I was extra sensitive in certain areas that day, but it definitely didn't happen every single day. So I don't know if maybe I'm just a little too sensitive. I don't know if any of you guys have tried this product before, but do let me know if you have and what your thoughts were if you had really sensitive skin. And next I have got this cleansing balm from Banilla Co. and it is their Clean at Zero cleansing balm, the original one. I believe that they do have other colors and scents, but this one being their original, it kind of smells like berries to me. But it's a very light scent. I don't mind light scents at all. I'm kind of okay with it. It's more when they become more pungent and strong that I'm not keen on them. But this one is fine. It's super light. You can barely even smell it. I actually quite like it. The more I smell it, the more I like it. But similar to cleansing oil, you use this as your step to remove makeup or sunscreen that you may have from the day. Then you go on to remove with water and go on with your regular water-based cleanser, then continue on with your skincare routine. When it comes to this one, again, I bought the littlest one because I wanted to try it out first. I feel like when it comes to cleansing oils and balms, you can really just not go wrong. I feel like the formulations of them are just have ingredients that truly are going to remove a lot of the makeup that you have on your face. It truly comes down to your own personal preference, whether it has fragrance or not, the pricing, and things like that, where you can be a little bit more nitpicky, because as far as the ingredients, they're going to be pretty similar or just have ingredients that will be able to remove the makeup. I had really high hopes about the mascara, as I told you guys before, because it is a balm. I don't know, for some reason I just assumed that the fact that it's a balm may make it easier to remove the mascara, but honestly I didn't find that this one was a lot better than the cleansing oil. For the rest of the makeup, I think it is pretty comparable. Still looking for a cleansing balm or oil that is really good at removing waterproof mascara. This isn't quite it, but it is still really good at removing everything else. And that is what the balm looks like. It starts to look a little bit glossy. And I guess what I would say is the difference between the balms and the oils is that the balm does feel a lot more heavy when you put it onto the skin. And I think too that's the reason why I felt like it would be easier to remove specific makeup items. But I really do think that they both do a really amazing job at removing it. So last but definitely not least, especially when it comes to price, is a cream from a brand that I came to find out was very expensive. And it is the Concentrated Ginseng Renewing Cream EX Light from Sulwhasso. Don't know how to pronounce that. I'm really sorry. You may think that it's kind of funny that I brought in such a teeny tiny travel sized looking product, and the reason why is because in its full size, this product costs over $100. Very luxury. However, I was able to find it in mini size for about $11. So I thought, okay, this is gonna have to be enough. And the reason why I purchased this one is because I specifically saw a video of a dermatologist going through her recommendations of products for people with oily skin, and I found that this was one of the moisturizers that she talked about, and I was like, okay, well, if the dermatologist says to use it, then it must be good. So I haven't used it a whole lot, but you can tell that it's made a dent. Even if you don't use a lot of it, it's still gonna run out rather quickly. When I first used this product, my first impression was that I was just taken aback by the scent, and it wasn't the type of fragrances that you would think. I would probably categorize it under those herbal scents, but even then, I don't really know what this scent is. I know I've smelt it before in other skincare products, but the memory is very far, like products that perhaps my aunts used back in the day. The smell is just really interesting. I really don't know how to describe it to you guys. It almost kind of smells a little old to me. And so when I looked at the expiration date, I figured, well, maybe they just gave me an old one, but no, it actually expires this year in May. Yeah, I was just super duper surprised by this. I don't know, it just wasn't really a pleasant smell at all, but I was like, okay, like I'll deal with it. If this is truly good, then who cares what it smells like? It's expensive, right? Like I felt kind of bougie using it, but at the same time I was like, what if it is old? But no, it's not. Upon trying it a few times, there wasn't a lot of product for me to try anyways, but upon the first few times that I used it, I found that it actually broke me out quite a bit on my forehead area, and that is what some products tend to do to me. I don't know if it's because sometimes I'll just try a lot of skincare products, or maybe it was just at that point in time that I was a little bit more sensitive, but that is just something that happened with this one. It did break me out, so if you are a person who tends to have a little bit of more sensitive skin, then I don't know if this would be exactly my recommendation for you. I mean, if you want to try it, go ahead and purchase the little one. Definitely don't take the plunge and buy the $100 one. As far as the moisturization, I can understand why she recommended it for people with oily skin, because I don't think it's rich enough for a person with dry skin. Man, I feel like as I'm putting it onto my skin, it does actually feel really nice. It doesn't feel like my skin is just absorbing it super duper quickly. I can feel that it definitely has a very soft finish onto the skin. Like my skin feels really soft now that I've put it on, but I don't think I can get past the fact that it's going to possibly break me out, as well as of course the price. It's not something that I would be purchasing on a constant basis. If I had a lot of money, then still probably not. So on their website, this cream is actually $240. It actually says that it has ginseng and honey, but I don't feel that at all. And it says that it's good for normal to oily skin types. And if I remember correctly, I think that it had a lot of ingredients. Yeah, definitely does. Let me show you guys. all that is just ingredients. Seeing such a huge list of ingredients is not really something that I am a huge fan of, because I feel like there's a lot room for error or for there to be an ingredient to cause an allergic reaction. And this is just me. This isn't really something that I hear a whole lot of. And I feel like there has to be fragrance, because now I feel it more so on my cheeks, just a little bit of an itch, like the tiniest bit. And what I would like to say to you guys is that I think that my skin is actually pretty sensitive, I've come to find. That is why I am not the hugest fan of super fragrant ingredients and just fragrance in general. I'm okay with mild fragrance, but I just don't want a lot of it in my skincare. And then another thing that I had tried in the past was a 100% squalene oil from The Ordinary, and that one caused me a lot of itch, specifically in this area. So ever since, I've been kind of weary of squalene in products, and this contains squalene. I mean, it was probably just the fact that it was 100% squalene, but even then, I just try to steer clear from it. And I think that just goes to show how sensitive I am, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone in a video complain about squalene. Like, it's literally just me. I don't want you guys to think that squalene's a bad product. It is actually known to be a super awesome product when it's plant derived. Don't get the one from sharks, but it is a really great product, especially when it comes to moisturizers. So it makes sense that it appears in this product. It has dimethicone, shea butter, all really good ingredients. That ginseng root extract, which ginseng is again one of those natural products that have a lot of really good benefits, like anti-inflammation and stuff like that. But yeah, I am definitely seeing that it includes fragrance, a lot of different flower and fruit extracts. It's just definitely not the product for me specifically. But if you are someone who isn't super sensitive to fragrance, if you have a lot of cash, and if you have oily to normal skin, then this may be a product that you may want to try. But just so it's known, I warned you guys that it has a funky smell. Alright you guys, so we have reached the end of this product review, specifically Korean skincare products. Please let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these products, or if there are any other products that you would like for me to try. I definitely want to continue to make reviews of Korean skincare products, because Korean skincare is just something that I have fallen in love with. Any other recommendations of skincare though, Japanese or any other Asian skincare, any kind of skincare really. Right now I'm loving Kbeauty, but if there is something that y'all specifically want to see, then do let me know in the comments down below. And hopefully in the next video I have happier reviews, more of my stamp of approval. But just because I wasn't the biggest fan of any specific product doesn't mean that it is not going to be a good product. It may work a certain way for me, it may work a certain way for you, even just in the fact that we have different skin types. So don't feel disheartened if I wasn't a fan of a certain product. Again, what I would recommend is for you guys to look at reviews on the website and see what those specific people's skin concerns are, and see if they are a better match with yours, to decide if this is a product that you really want to try or not. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!